Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. With us today is an influencer model who's been using her voice to make change. A model who encourages embracing differences and inspiring others one post at a time. Welcome to the show, Logina, Salah.
Hi, girls.
Very excited to have you,
Super
guys.
excited to be here today.
Of course. Now we introduced you as influencer and a model. So, what exactly do you think of the word influencer?
Actually, influencer is someone who has followers. People are inspired by her words and stuff. But for me, I like to be more like someone who influence people to be themselves more. Because now you can influence people in many directions, and it can be a bad influence as well. Like the picture of the perfect body and skin, and they make people overwhelmed, you know?
Yeah.
When you see people all over the world, I'm like, the FOMO starts going, you know? What am I missing out?
Why
So
am I
I
not
like
in
to be
Italy?
on the other side of the social media, the person who shows her true self. When I'm sad, when I'm angry, those are things human beings, you know, feel.
Yeah.
I'm not a robot, and I'm not perfect all the time. I learn along the way. So that's what I try to, the message I try to deliver to my followers, through my platform.
Wow, it's an amazing aim. Does it come naturally because I think on Instagram people just naturally tend to share the highlight reel. So does it come naturally to share when you're sad or when you're angry, or how does that come about?
At certain time, I thought like, let me share only the positive side of my life, because I don't want people to feel, you know, bad, or to feel like sad when I feel, you know, when they see me. Because along the way, people get close to you. When I see people in the street, you know, they know you. Oh, Logina. You don't know, you never saw them before, but they feel like your family or friend, because they always check your stories every day. What did you eat? Where did you go?
Yeah.
So at certain time, I thought like, is it good to share all the sides or only the positive side? And then I realized that I have to share all the sides of my life to let people feel that a mother can go crazy sometimes. She can be calm. She can go, you know, things we learn along the way. I'm not perfect, and I don't want to deliver that message that I'm perfect and I know everything all the time. So I decided to go naturally with everything. Now, if I feel bad, if I feel good, and I explain to people. I like to talk to my followers. I like this connection between us, you know, that they can text me a message. Oh, and now I have this problem in my life. It's very personal. They send me very personal stuff because they trust me, you know. So I appreciate that trust.
So you
much.
may say you're not perfect, but we think you are. It's a perfect role model.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, and we see how you are with your daughter on Instagram. It's the sweetest thing. So, what are some of the things you instilled upon her, like from a very young age, for her to be a good person?
Honestly, I like to introduce to her from a very young age that people are not the same, and it's totally fine. You know, what the problem is not the difference. The problem is how we deal with our differences. You know, if I accept people like they are, everywhere in the world would live, you know, the world would be more at peace. Because when she was young, I used to get her different size of dolls, and we play with the different dolls. And when you remember that doll with vitiligo, she's like, oh, what, mommy, why are you different? And I always tell her being different is okay. So I always install that in her mind, that you have to accept all people, all cultures. If someone thinks different, that doesn't mean that, you know, you cannot be his friend. Or so when I go to the school, it's like, my mom is different, but she's embracing it and she loves it.
Oh, that's
And when she sees someone who's different, she's like, being different is beautiful and it's okay. So I try to, you know, what you tell the child, it installs in his mind.
It's so important. That's amazing.
Actually crying.
So you have an amazing platform now with 1.5 million followers, and you're all about skin positivity, but obviously the journey didn't start there. So can we go back to how you broke into modeling and that journey?
Actually, my life went to phases. The self-acceptance, I always say that it doesn't come overnight. It's a long journey of fighting and, sleepless nights and am I gonna get accepted? Will people, you know? So first of all, I was a makeup artist and I learned makeup to hide what I have, and I was perfect at hiding it. Nobody knew what I had because I didn't have it in my hands. For 15 years, when I got the disease, nobody knew anything, even my best friends, Yeah. Now
Can
my
we talk,
friends,
when are you born with vitiligo? Or?
no,
Okay.
nobody is born with vitiligo. It's like an autoimmune disease that affects the skin, that kills the melanocytes, the melanin, and it causes the color to fade away. So I got psoriasis when I was 8 years old, and it was an autoimmune skin disease as well. And then I got vitiligo. I got vitiligo when I was 13 years old, and I started with patches all over my face. In 1 week, my face was all white patches, and I didn't know what's happening to me. So I used to feel very insecure. I didn't want to go to school. I dropped out of many sports. And I learned makeup just to conceal and hide it and avoid people asking me what's wrong with you, what's wrong with your skin. So that's where my journey started, and I became a makeup artist. After I worked in a bank for some time, I resigned, I went to New York to learn makeup, and I became a makeup artist, a full-time makeup artist, and I used to hide it perfectly. But when I got it in my hands, now I felt like everybody needs to know, خلاص, يعني, I'm living double life.
Wow,
When
I
is
can't
that
even
gonna
imagine.
end? And I went out to people to tell them, this is me. I didn't mean any, I was freeing myself from the cage and the bar.
Yeah.
All our life, sometimes you see bars that are not there. You created them. So I feel like I'm in a cage. No, nobody's gonna accept me. The brides are not gonna be able to book with me anymore because they might fear that I touch their face.
Yeah.
This is
So
how.
challenging that
Yeah.
that was your thought process.
So I went out one day and I said, this is me before makeup and this is me after makeup, and I'm freeing myself. And if
Wow.
you guys love me, you have to love me for who I am. And the internet and my platform, it broke. Yahoo is calling me, BBC, and everyone, because back in time, 6 or 5 years ago, that wasn't how, especially Arabs, think.
Yeah.
Especially Arabic women, they have pressure that you have to be in shape, your skin has to be perfect and stuff, blah blah blah,
Yeah,
or
of
you're not gonna
course.
get married. No, 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 no. I still get messages like that. My daughter, she has vitiligo, she's not gonna get married. She's like, she has a scar, she has a birthmark. This is how, if you the mother or the aunt or is talking that to the kid, خلاص, you put that in their mind, they're not going to get married. So it's what you tell them, the young generation, is how you implement it in their minds, because we human being, we don't know what are the beauty standards when we got born.
Yeah.
The beauty standards at the end of the day, who set the beauty standards are human beings like us. So why do I have to follow? Why?
Speechless. So you are a fighter. It's in your blood. Like, I think your dad was in the army.
Yes,
So
he's a pilot.
Pilot, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in your blood. And right now, if you could give your, 10-year-old self or 12-year-old self a message, or any of these small girls who have just, realized they have vitiligo, what message would you give them?
I always wanted to tell young girls and my younger self to believe in the journey. Keep going. You never know why when something happens to you. Don't focus on the why, but focus on how you get stronger out of it. You will know why. Now I know why. Now I know that God put me in this because I have a message to deliver. And if one girl trusted herself because of me, I'm happy all my life. I don't want to be, like, I trust myself and I believe in myself. It came with a long journey that I don't want any kid to go through what I went through, because I was bullied to the core. And I heard parents, they tell their kids, not only the kids. If the kids Halas, they are kids. But I heard parents, they tell their kids, stay away from her. You have a lot of kids in the, you have a lot of kids. Why you want to play with her? What if it's contagious? Stay away, please, please don't touch my kids, please.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Things like that happened. And I saw it? Yes, it was very, very, now I talk about it freely because I passed this. But back in times, I felt so left out. Honestly, my parents were so supportive, and I have other two sisters that were so supportive. But at the end of the day, you feel like, why my sister? And my parents never used to hide me. When parents have a different kid, they hide the kid not because they don't love them, but because, protect, and he does, they don't want any bad word to affect him. But no, get your kids out. When different people are everywhere, it's not going to be different anymore.
Well, I love that message of the journey and believe in the journey, because regardless of the challenges that you're going through, knowing that it's going to end up in the right way. I love Simran's question about what would you say to your 12-year-old self, and then what leads us into what would you say to the parents, of like you're saying that there might be the urge to protect, but actually what would you like to say to the parents of children with vitiligo or with maybe differences that they should be embracing?
Let your kids love themselves the way they are. You love your kid and let them go out, let them expose to the world. As I told you, the cage is in your mind. The cage is in your mind. When I freed myself, I felt like, God, Logina, you accepted yourself. Here is your gift, the love of people. I never knew people will love me that way. I never expected it. I was freeing myself, and I didn't focus on that because I believed that people will be away from me, not come closer and embrace it. And, the followers, they found a reason to be themselves. If they have stretch marks, if they have pimples, we're human beings. We have to shift the idea of the perfectionism, being perfect.
How did you get there? So was it the day that you decided to kind of share both, your actual real side to the world? Or how did you overcome that kind of major challenge? Because you're the platform and showing people how to do it now, so people have you to look up to as a role model. How did you do that when there weren't any role models for you?
It was a long journey of self-acceptance. I used to read books. I used to think a lot, are you ready to come out to the world and tell them? Because I'm freeing myself from living double life, from waking up and staying 2 hours in front of the mirror, trying to conceal everything before I go out to the supermarket to buy milk. It's not that I'm going out with my friends. I used to hide it everywhere, literally everywhere. So I freed myself from all that, and I'm like, God put you in this situation for a reason. Go search for this reason and you'll find who you are.
Wow, sounds so liberating. And you speak so beautifully. And you speak as beautifully as you look. And how did you get into modeling? Or why did you even decide, like, this is the path I want, Like, first you're like, I want to conceal myself. And now you want to put all of yourself out there for the people to see and, make their own judgments. So why? Yeah.
From being a makeup artist, I shifted my career. I always felt like I love the camera and I love, that, but I never knew how to do it without people knowing that I have a condition. But when I went out with my condition, I stopped covering my skin. I used to cover my skin all the time, so I stopped covering my skin. So I started going in that field. We need different people. We need people who are themselves. We need mothers with stretch marks. We need people from, doing different things, the different heights. Why a model has to be a certain height and a certain weight? Why is that? We need to see people, and honestly, now the brand I represent, I'm the first Arabic role model and ambassador to Ari. Ari is a brand from American Eagle, and it's a very, very, very natural. The models, they look like us. Why I feel this brand represents me and I represent the brand because it looks like me. This is who I am. The models are different sizes, different colors, different hair. Embrace it and love it. We're not meant to be the same. We're not meant to all fit in the mold. Break the mold. Preach. And the world will eventually fit in your mold.
Oh my God, preach!
This is like it's all about representation because
Yeah.
the role models that we grew up with may not be kind of covering all sorts of inclusivity. And it's amazing that you're working with a brand that you're so passionate about.
Yeah.
We don't have a huge amount of time, unfortunately, but like I feel it's like every single answer you give is like a message
So
of
good,
learning.
yeah.
I'm going to rewatch this when I need some inspiration about life. What else are you working on right now that kind of like that you're just passionate about, or what's coming up in the future?
Honestly, I learned recently, not long time ago, to live in the moment, to take life step by step. You know, some people are so stuck to what is coming next. What is coming next? What is coming
So
next?
strong, yeah.
You know, what is coming next? And that phase, you might be stuck in it all your life. So now I live for the small moments, for my daughter's smile, for the quality time we spend. I moved recently to UAE. And I'm embracing the journey that I have. I have many plans and dreams like everyone else, but I want to enjoy where I am now and celebrate it.
Incredible. So inspirational, honestly. I'm so moved. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us.
Thank you so
But
much.
first, before we end, are we going to play a cute game with her?
We have a game.
Okay.
We want a little bit of, we basically want to get your tips and tricks. It's called Strike a Pose with Logina Salah. We just want to learn if you can help us because Simran and I, we're in front of cameras sometimes, but yet we're not well, Simran is, but is there a way to find a good angle for the light?
Actually, for me,
I'm ready.
a good angle for selfies, for pictures.
Like anything, like good pose faces, like model pose faces.
Yeah, I actually you have to lift your chin up a bit,
Yeah.
and I just stare to the camera right away.
You know those TikTok videos that go like chin up, lips out, teeth in, tummy out? Now just
And I'm like, I'm choking. Can I breathe? Can I breathe?
Those are not body positivity. It's like this. Is this what we're meant to look like? I don't know.
Yes, but I believe that everyone he has a good angle.
Good side,
yes,
yeah.
the good side. For me, I don't know I honestly don't know my good side.
oh, lucky you.
Yeah, but
You have both sides that.
no, but I stare to the camera. You know, it's all in your eyes. You might see a role, a world's beauty queen. She's getting into a room, and you can see in her eyes that she doesn't trust her aura. She doesn't trust herself. She doesn't have self-confidence. She's waiting for everybody to validate her to sit down and relax. And you might see a girl that she's herself. She's her size. She's not perfect, but she's walking into a room and everybody stares at her because it's all in your eyes. How you perceive how do you see yourself? How do you sit? How do you give this message to the people? I'm not waiting for validation. I'm not waiting for anyone to accept me. It's who I am.
That's it, girl.
Yeah.
We don't need to
body
learn
positivity.
modeling.
Logina Salah, you are an absolute hero, a rock star. Like I
Thank
love
you.
every single kind of motivation response that you've given us.
Thank
It's been
you so
amazing.
So good.
We love following your journey, and
Thank
I
you.
hope you have the best luck in the UAE while you're here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time. It's goodbye
Thank
for
you
me.
so much.
Goodbye from me, you guys.
And the amazing Logina Salah.
Woo!